Yes. So maybe for them, you don't get turned on a little bit?
Buddy, you better be. Yeah, dude.
Welcome to the Jackson and Joe Show.
Jackson and Joe Show. Outdoors, doors.
Yeah, that's the good stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't believe, like, there was I was talking to someone who was talking about, one of my buddies was talking about, he deleted all of his, like, social media, like his Twitter and
All of it?
Instagram. Yeah, like, he said he was just, like, looking at the news he was looking at was biased. He's just getting stressed out and, like, pissed off every time he's on there.
Sure.
And I don't know, I kind of disagree in a sense in, like, deleting everything.
No, you got to be connected. You got to still have a pulse
like,
on where everyone's at.
Even make, like, a burner account and...
I mean, I think that's a point of reflection. If you're getting upset at everything that you're looking at, you got to be like, why is this upsetting me?
And it's only biased because you're following those type of people.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you can find either people that will fit your own sort of, like, mode of thinking that, like, will make you happy with the shit that they post. Or if the stuff that's making you upset, like, you got to always ask yourself, I think, why is that really making me upset? Because I wouldn't say that every time, I don't know, I don't know. I think that it's tough to say whether or not Twitter is like a reliable source of information, but I would say that because it's so, like, there's just so many people that it's actually kind of like a decently filtered, like, you're going to get so many differing points of view that the truth is going to even out and come out. That I'm going to be able to analyze it and figure out at least what the facts are and what aren't. I feel that way.
Yeah. Well,
I don't feel that, with like a news show, right? Because then it's like it feels completely controlled and modulated and regulated to fit whatever, certain viewpoint they want to get across. But like Twitter is just like, it's just it's the fucking, what is it? Like it's the Roman baths, it's the fucking, it's just the place where everyone goes to talk about shit. And the news guys will come to and say their shit. But then you have everyone else that's reacting to it. And then you have, like, real people there that are there, too. And now that's tough to tell maybe sometimes. But also, like, there are a lot of real people on there, too. Like, that have, their own eyewitness accounts of events and shit. So it's like...
Right. I find it... I'm losing thought of what I was gonna say.
I deleted Facebook a long time ago.
Yeah,
I don't use that anymore.
I don't have Facebook, and I will not get a TikTok.
Yeah. Really?
No.
Why? Well, actually, I shouldn't say why, because I deleted mine too. But I went back on it mainly because I'm using it for my growth.
Clips.
For my growth. Like, it's like so much easier to get discovered.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's what I'll say about TikTok, though, because like the idea that it's Chinese owned and that the Chinese government can completely control, like, they can use your information for whatever purposes they want, right? And if like
anything you sign up for,
but yes, exactly. Like, so even though I deleted myself off Instagram and then I had deleted myself off TikTok, I still use Instagram, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still use Twitter, I still use all these other platforms that they do the same thing, where they have access to your photos, your whole phone, all your information, and they can use that however they want.
You know what's so funny? You were here the other day, and I downloaded this, like, run. It's like a map. It maps your run and keeps your distance and stuff. And I was like, why do I have to, like, make an account? Why can't I just use this app? Like, why do I have to put in my email, my password, why do I have to sign up?
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you just track
do it anonymously?
And you're like, because you got to create an account.
Yeah.
so they can. That's how they.
This
email makes this run.
That's how they make money.
That's Jackson's route.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the fucking FBI on.
It's information. They trade the information for the use of services.
I know. I wonder if so there's a new update for the iPhone.
And I saw that. I haven't downloaded it.
I haven't either because it's something with COVID.
What do you mean?
The update is all about COVID-19, like being able to I don't know, but there's I don't want
biometrically analyze your
what
fucking
if
systems.
So what if I download this run tracking app, and then I go to the hospital, I test positive for COVID-19.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a positive diagnostic, and they see me on this running app. Do you think there could be some correlation of, oh, this guy has a positive test, and we can still see that he's running on this app? And it's we need to find him and keep him quarantined. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but it certainly isn't to the point where people are getting tracked down through shit like that.
Isn't it? No, it's not.
No. I mean, are they watching? Yeah. Could they be it's not to the point where people are being physically
no,
because you have to translate the watching of it, so the fact that they even know you exist and where and when at all times. Right. But then are they going to do something about that? Are they going to send somebody to you and be like, yo, you can't fucking do that?
Maybe if you're a super spreader.
And then if they do that, do they force you? They fucking hold a gun. Do they?
the bird answer that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. I feel like contact tracing for COVID-19 is it's what's the word? Analogous. It's a scapegoat for other types of tracking.
Nah, because it's already been here. It's they've already it's.
But the COVID-19 they're not gonna the tracking has nothing to do with the actual virus. They don't give a fuck.
No, I disagree because I think that they've already been doing it, the tracking and everything. It's already been happening.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point of Find My iPhone. So they always know where your phone is.
So the COVID shit probably is related to that. They probably do.
But in what benefit? It just makes no sense. What you log on, hey, I've had it, or something. I don't even know.
No, I mean I don't know what the update is. So, but using technology to understand the spread of it, it's just another tool. I mean, and that's all it is, which is a good thing. I mean, that's but it's a good thing if you depending on how you use it. But they've already been using it to track our data and whatnot. And listen, we're already in a place where we've tried to develop laws and regulations and also just theory of how do we use this technology. There's the people that own this stuff, Apple and Facebook and shit,
the conglomerates.
Yeah, I mean the big heads. I mean they've tried to use it and abuse it, and they've gotten away with some of it, but they haven't gotten away with all of it. And now you have to they're in a position where they have to consider the moral of shit, and so they're not gonna maybe kill us with it here in America maybe, but would another country do it and have people trying to I don't know. Remember that this is a crazy topic to bring up, but remember I'm getting ahead of myself in my own head. The whole dark web thing with you said that there were websites in the public and the names were all it was on Amazon. Dude,
or it was Wayfair. It was Wayfair.com.
Wayfair?
I saw yesterday.
Yeah.
There were 3 commercials on TV for Wayfair, and I've never seen a Wayfair commercial in my life.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's a fucking crazy idea. If you want to briefly explain.
Wayfair is an Amazon type website, and they were selling pillows or bookcases, shelves, cabinets and shit.
Right, just e-commerce site.
Yeah, for their actual retail price. And then there was identical products online, and it was the same thing, same name, but with a slight name change. And then the price was about $10,000. It was astronomically higher, 100 times whatever.
Suspicious.
Yeah, and they were names of, and they lined up perfectly with names of missing kids,
of missing people,
and
so it's human trafficking right in the open, right online.
And it's now they're creating these commercials. It's oh no, we're just a company. Have you ever seen a Wayfair commercial? No, it was weird.
No, I've never.
It was
seen
odd. One. It was very, and it's totally trying to, put the fire out of what's going on. But
yeah, because maybe it was an Amazon thing where they have sellers on there, so they didn't realize it was happening. I don't know.
Well, so that's what ended up. People were oh shit, this is happening on Amazon too. People went on Amazon and found
found
it wasn't as egregious or like as Wayfair's thing, but
obvious.
It's weird. I mean, it would not surprise me at all. Like, or on eBay. I bet you could go on eBay or Craigslist or something. Yeah. Craigslist is just a muck heap.
That's what's going on.
Yeah.
Dude, okay, so, and then that's the thing,
go with what you're saying, though.
Yeah, and this, I mean, this does connect, I think, to World War II and what happened with the Holocaust. Okay, so we both read on Twitter today, speaking of Twitter news and shit, one of the things we found was is that somebody released a study that said they found that 1 in 3 Gen Z and millennials.
I'm gonna look at it. Yeah, keep going. Though.
1 in 3 Gen Z and millennials didn't know that in the Holocaust 6 million Jews died. Now that's very like specific to me, and like I was talking earlier about how like, okay, so is it like they didn't know it was like Jewish people? They didn't know it was 6 million. Did they not know like exactly what happened? Did they know the Holocaust was bad, but they didn't really know what happened? I feel like a lot of people in that camp for sure.
We didn't get surveyed. Like I'm confused. Like how how's it?
Well, what was the
what they do is a comparative expansion. Of,
I mean they probably did a hopefully. I mean through taking statistics, like you could do simple random samples or complex random samples where you like you. If you do it right, you can get an accurate representation of the population. So, like, now, one thing to recognize for you and me, honestly, is that we're very privileged. Like, we've had a lot of smart, we've had good schools, good education, and a lot of smart people around us. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I don't know, at least I can speak for myself 100%, and I'm sure you have too. And, like, just by virtue of going to Mizzou is even going to university and college is a separator within itself to even get there. But we're very privileged in having that knowledge and education, and I think it really speaks volumes, and helps to explain that so many people really don't get that.
But see, you can't go to like Mizzou is interesting because like literally being a student at Mizzou, you can't go there and not know about World War II history because you walk through Memorial Union every day.
But, I mean, you could, I guess.
No, but it's just names.
Well, I wouldn't say the memorial. People walk by it and don't fucking pay attention or like.
Sure, no, but no, people learn. People get there and they learn it. But regardless of after 4 years, whether they give a fuck or not,
that's what I mean.
They know it
for sure, though. Like you, and just be in the presence of the school and whatnot. Like you would have to know, about World War II and understanding what happened there. But like,
you also don't really get to. I feel like you don't get to fucking. How do you get into university not knowing anything? Because like that means your high school didn't teach you shit in history. Right?
I mean, I don't know, because. I mean, you need 2 things, right? At least to get into Mizzou, I remember. You need your high school GPA. So that means, what high school did you go to, and what did it take to get a a certain GPA? Like, I mean, did you have to take classes where they didn't even talk about World War II? Maybe. I mean, that sounds crazy, doesn't it? That sounds wild.
It's like, how do you even take? Yeah,
that you wouldn't take that in like even middle school.
But then you also have to think like, not. I mean, it's people.
But there is a lot to learn.
People think a lot more. People think that like college is like the way, like I feel like it's like half of people go to a university or something. Like it's not a massive amount of people that are really going to higher education. And not that you fucking have to, but usually most people graduate from high school. Most people, nowadays, because that's just No Child Left Behind. Most people are graduating from high school. And I feel like
those rates are pretty high.
At that point, I don't know how you get to like 19 years old and like have all this like. Your teacher literally, I don't know. You had to answer one question or hear just something,
Maybe you did.
Might have just along the grapevine heard something. Might have seen a movie.
All right. Well, how about this? Okay. No one pays attention. No one gives a fuck.
Yeah, high school is fuck. But still, you literally just know. Like, you just hear it. You would know.
Not if you don't care.
But one fucking inkling of a fact.
About the worst mass murder in human history?
It's like... You didn't even. Okay, here's the actual statistics, by the way, from the study. A new survey of Americans between the ages of 18 and 39 found that 23% of respondents said they believed the Holocaust was a myth, or had been exaggerated, or they weren't sure. Moreover, 63% of respondents did not know that 6 million Jews were murdered during the Holocaust.
You said 63%?
63%.
Didn't know that 6 million Jews were killed?
Right. Let's see.
Unbelievable. Doesn't even make sense.
A 50-state survey of Holocaust knowledge, Millennials and Gen Z released today that 11% of respondents, 19% in New York, the largest Jewish state population in the country, believe that Jews caused the Holocaust.
That I also read. That's 1 in 10, right?
Yeah. 19%. So 1 in 5 in New York.
I think that really speaks a
in
lot
New York. 1 in 5.
to like anti-Semitism. I think that still is around, that a lot of people have.
20% of people in New York,
But that doesn't make any.
which is the highest Jewish population in America.
Probably in America, yeah.
Yeah.
Going up there, you get that impression.
1 in 5 people don't there think it was their fault. They caused it.
I think it was their fault.
They caused it.
Yeah, I think that really speaks to anti-Semitism. Like that, and that speaks to why it's maybe more like closer to the 1/10 there.
1 in 8 said they had definitely not heard or didn't think they had heard about the Holocaust. 12%.
Yeah, see, people just aren't paying attention. I mean,
aren't paying attention.
They're not paying attention, Jackson. They're not. They literally don't care. I've literally been in so many history classes where I'm literally the only one who gives a fuck about what's going on because it's super interesting. But it's like people don't give a fuck.
But no, you don't have to know. Like you don't have to know details. But
it's not knowing. But
you just know the Holocaust happened.
You don't,
that's literally as far as it needs to be.
That's not true though. If you don't know what the Holocaust is, the Holocaust. If you don't know,
yeah, but if you know the Holocaust happened, you know what the Holocaust is. Like
that's not necessarily true.
It's just
if somebody just says that it's like bad, it's like, the Holocaust was bad. It happened. A lot of people died. That could be the basic. You're right. Like that would hopefully be at least a basic of understanding. But like they don't even, because if you don't know anything about it, then you can't even understand. If you were told that, you wouldn't really.
I want to take a microphone and camera around town and just
see.
Hey, what was the Holocaust?
Well, that's here. Honestly, I mean, it would be good to see it here because there aren't a lot of Jewish people out here in Kansas City, so it's like.
Yeah.
I
mean, sure. I don't know. I mean, not as much as New York. I feel like, but
it was vastly different going there. Like, from one atmosphere to the next. Vastly different. I had no concept of even the Jewish religion and the Jewish people and what that even mean at all.
Yeah. Well, also in New York is different too because like it's so fast paced. There's so much. You're right. Yeah, no one's paying attention. Everyone's just trying to fucking do their own thing.
In high school and history class, and like that's where you would probably most likely learn this, unless you wanted to go search it yourself. But people don't do that. People don't.
Or like even watched a movie.
That's really what I think of. Like that's how I learned most of them, is like World War II documentaries.
Yeah,
I've watched thousands of them.
Bro,
I mean, maybe not thousands,
or even like
close.
A
lot of time. Yeah, I mean, like I used to watch a lot of the History Channel when that was bumping, dude. It used to like be lit
amazing
stories.
It's so crazy, like how you can just go through like a fifth of your life and just not hear, not even know.
I mean. Yeah, like I said, you would think the worst.
It's like, do you know who
mass murder?
It's like, so you've never. Oh, so you've never at that. Do you know who? Do you even know what Nazis are? Do you know who Hitler is? Do you know?
No, they really don't. And
Germany is a place
really
on the map.
Know.
Beautiful place now. Great, wonderful people.
It is
great drinking, great food, mountains.
From everything that I understand about it, yeah.
Yeah,
I would love to go.
I would love to go to Germany.
Yeah.
Back then when it was ruled by Hitler, not a great place. Poland, not a great place.
No, and then you had
just getting diminished by the Nazis.
You had World War I history, and then you had like just European history. I mean, it's actually so many things that like all preceded that. Yes, now we're on to and this actually brings it full circle back to like the technology and the spying and would they use that to kill people? And it's like, well, actually. World War II wasn't that long ago, was right then. And the fucking scary thing with all these facts coming out is that people don't even realize that it happened. So that's why it's going to happen again, is because you don't even know how to recognize what the fuck is happening.
And that's just America. 20%.
That's just America.
So
that's crazy.
Take it probably 1 in 10 to 1 in 8 worldwide, don't know.
You think it's worse worldwide, or do you
could it be? Yes, especially in
better?
In uneducated countries.
How do you?
Europe
uneducated.
Europe
is America an educated country? I guess.
I'm saying, but say you take a large portion of African countries have a large section that is just
completely.
No one knows. They're isolated. They don't know. They don't have the technology to know. They don't have people.
Yeah, but they still have culture. They still have stories. They still have knowledge.
So do we. I don't know. Like that's how. I mean,
it's all, I don't know.
It's all about how
it'd be really interesting to see if they understood that, because I mean, there's so many that
I'm just talking about Holocaust specifically too. Like, also America was drastically affected by that, and like so many people came here.
But also World War II was such a global event that so many people were a part of it, that I would feel like most people, even in areas of like Africa and whatnot, especially along like the northern side of it where so many wars were fought, but like that's, I would feel like a more educated part of Africa, maybe like Central Africa and like more isolated areas.
But see, like even Africa is going through their own thing when like the apartheid was happening.
But I don't know. But yeah, absolutely.
So they could, while they're dealing with their own issue, it's like.
Well, then they had the global events too.
Yeah.
But the World War II is different for so many reasons in terms of being like on a global scale, because everything was at stake. In terms
My point is,
but
the countries that were America, Poland, Germany, Russia, Austria, Britain, France, all these allies in the Axis, every country involved, those and those around them heavily know what's up. You would think, because but then. You would think.
No, because obviously, because they literally were. I mean,
and so that's one.
We're 70 years removed from it, right? 75.
One life.
75. That was a loud ass
Holy
drop.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's one. You just would.
But I guess it's not one generation. It's more like
a lifetime.
2 or 3.
One. Yeah. So 3 generations probably. Grandparents, parents, us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting. Can't believe that,
It's interesting, but it's terrifying.
And then so like, why would my buddy deleted his social media and stuff.
Yeah.
Think of how quickly that adds up, because like I've done that before, and then after a week I'm like, wait, what's going on? What happened?
Yeah.
Like imagine.
Well, that's what everyone is.
Yeah. Imagine like not knowing until
even your
like
friends.
4 days later, like you see on TV like Kobe's funeral and procession. You're like, whoa, Kobe Bryant died. Like you would literally, something is. That's of course was terrible, but like even something like that versus the Holocaust, like it's like, how do you not it's nice being aware of things going on or things that have happened. And I think if you don't know the past, you're bound to repeat.
Fucking doomed.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Gotta learn more about it and understand it better. 100%. And the fact that I mean, you take something like. But that's the thing, like there's so many people that are like trying to like get the truth out there. Let's say about the Holocaust. Well, in fact, like maybe I'm thinking of like Tim Kennedy and the fact that, so many Nazis were able to get to South America and currently live there and have been living there and then move to the U.S. And then how, also in addition to the fact that so many Nazi scientists were picked up by the U.S., like, the truth is like right there, but like people just don't even realize.
Also, it's kind of the enemy, the virus that's trying to, there's not a global war going on right now, but like intellectually there is, information wise there is.
Yeah,
it's always going on.
Yeah.
And so, there are people out there working to
just get the upper hand, and a lot of it
by
comes down to the money, but
by neglecting there are 20% of our country's information that they get.
Yeah,
they don't know.
Yeah.
And, that there's probably part of that that's manipulated by a third party.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then it's also just pure ignorance. Like those are the millennials and Gen Zs who don't know. Their parents didn't tell them.
Both.
Their parents didn't show them. They didn't tell the teachers. They know that's a failure.
Or they did.
Or
they
did.
True. And you learned, and that's that was effective for sure.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the right people around to tell you like the shit like that, then I guess the Holocaust is whatever to you because you never experienced it. You never, It's crazy. 60% of people. There's no way. Not my fucking friends.
I know.
Not the people I'm around. Otherwise, we're gonna fucking sit down. We're gonna learn some fucking history.
I'm like, that means. Out of I'm hanging with.
Unbelievable.
I'm hanging with 6 friends. 4 of these guys don't know anything.
Don't know shit.
Hey, why don't you shut your lips and learn? You know?
Where are these people coming from, dude? Like, how the fuck?
But that's why I think it's probably just uneducation. Or most. I think a large percent of that small percent is just uneducated.
Definitely.
Or like even if it's them not wanting to learn, that's
but like
I don't know.
To your point earlier, like, you know, most people are graduating high school. Most. So how the fuck are 60%
unaware?
Completely.
Yeah, I guess it just shows a failure, a domino effect of.
I think it shows a failure to learn. Honestly, a big thing is like, I mean, yes, well, I don't know. Do you pin the victim for not doing the right moves, or do you pin the guy who did the murder for committing the crime? I mean, I think that it goes both. Like, it's part of the failure of maybe like the system to educate, you know, the people that are here and the young people that are here especially. But then also, like, we have to, as young people speaking, like, we have to search for education ourselves. We have to want to learn. And if you don't want to learn, then...
Literally, dude, just people born... I don't know.
Grow.
Hey, man. But, like, I feel like there's a drastic difference in, like, us and 5 years younger. Like, literally just... I don't know.
But it's
not...
Funny, yeah, it's a funny thing because you always... It just always feels like that for everybody, I think.
Yeah, right. So,
absolutely.
But this is funny. So, for instance, like, right now, kids are doing Zoom learning. Okay, and they're doing it 2-3 days a week. They're not learning as well or as much as hands-on. They're learning now, and they're not paying attention to a fucking Zoom call.
Some people it'll work out for better, and some people it won't.
But even very young, 5th grade and under, like the kids aren't. It's so hard for them to pay attention. So hard for the teachers to even get them to look at the screen. So to be able to present them the information and teach it, and them to absorb it.
I don't think that's really the problem, because obviously these people are not learning even without the Zoom calls. Like,
no, I'm not.
Before the Zoom calls even...
You're not getting what I'm saying. It has no relation to that.
Yeah, I don't think it does. So what are you saying?
No, you're not getting what I'm saying. I'm saying, like...
No, I'm asking you what you're saying.
Yeah, the new education, like, it's an example of how it changes. Like, back in the fucking day, we were using books. We had to fucking read it, look it up, do every step bit by bit. It was fucking hard work. That's why your parents are like, oh, we didn't have to Google shit back in the day. We had to look it up. And that's why they fucking know everything. And that's why they think we're fucking stupid.
That's not true. You're not getting the point that I'm saying. What I'm saying is that old ancient method, even like reading books and like that other shit, even those people aren't really educated either, though. Like,
I know.
Okay, all right. That's all I'm saying is that it's been a failure to begin with, period, which is fucking sad. And like, I don't know, it's rare the individual that wants to learn and that truly does.
About 80% seems.
Which is fucking crazy and scary.
Which also is it's not as much because again, like, who the fuck got surveyed? You know, literally, I'm sorry, but only fucking doofuses are taking surveys. Like that, like that's who they're getting. Literally the chimpanzees of humans to take that. I feel like
could be
they got like literally the bad batch.
It could be a well done survey though, and a well done study.
And that's always someone's thing, is to like make younger people seem fucking stupid. So hey, these guys don't even know. It's like, yeah, we fucking do. You know. Bro, you can.
I mean, it could be to fit a narrative for sure. Anything like. But at the same time, it could be also like an actual true study that was done correctly that actually shows like people really don't fucking know.
I don't know. I feel like every one of my friends knows, without a doubt.
Yeah, but that goes back to my point of saying that like we're pretty privileged. Like all the people that we went around with, like we all went to high school. Most of us went to college. Like a lot of us like are I mean, you're not really friends with complete idiots that are completely aloof of two.
But that's what I'm saying is like, but we're in that population of people. So we are. That information, people take that as, that's 60%. That's what the whole point of a study is. So 2 out of 3 people is what it's saying. Well,
I mean, I disagree because I think everybody takes that information differently. Statistics and a point of data like that can be interpreted however you really want to. Yes, but there's lots of people. I'm not saying that there's not lots of people that could infer like, oh, young people are fucking idiots, basically from that point of data. And like, we look stupid. But certainly a decent amount of people do. Yes.
They definitely do. It's a fact. Because it's stereotyping millennials. There's a whole reason the stereotype exists, is because they think we're fucking stupid. Which is what you're saying. It's wrong. It's not true. And it's like, well, you're saying the primitive ways of learning it doesn't matter. Yeah, exactly. But people still think the younger generation is always wrong.
Yes.
Always.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Kanye West fucking losing his shit. And you know what? Did you see that house party in Lawrence, Kansas?
I don't think so, no.
Made like national news. It was just like a fucking banger of a party. And like they all got fined like hella amount of money. And I'm wondering how much COVID-19 actually came from the party, you know? Like what if nothing happened? Then it's just like, it's kind of, I don't know. Like the university is like, hey, you got to come back. Like they get fined if they're in like another person's dorm room.
For like COVID and stuff?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that kind of fucking ridiculous? But you can go to like lecture halls and shit. You go to class.
Yeah.
I think no one knows what they're fucking doing.
I mean, no.
The university does because they're trying to make money.
Yeah.
How can we keep making money while this is going on?
Same thing with
without
the
make everyone else the bad guy.
The sports and fucking talk shows.
Did you see LSU's coach, Orgeron, talk about? He's like, not all of our players, but most of our players have contracted COVID-19. And they're like, well, how many? And he's like, 75. And there's only like 77 kids on the roster.
It's like most of the team.
Yeah. It's like,
wow.
No, the entire team has it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And he's like, well, they're all feeling fine. In 2 weeks, we plan on playing. And
Yeah, I mean, I think the virus kind of like for younger people. I mean, hopefully all those guys are okay, and or all those people are okay. And
yeah,
it's
that's what he's saying. Is like none of them are.
They won't have any sort of lasting effects from it. I know that they were worried about, especially with football players, like heart issues and lung issues, because like that's some of the things that it can affect. But it seems like the virus traded some lethality for some spreadability. So it's like it's really contagious, and like it could go from a lot of young people, but like it doesn't affect them in any sort of serious negative way. But it reaches to more people that way, and that's what's scary. And then it infecting the wrong people in the wrong situations is obviously still lethal, which is the scary part. So it's like, I don't know. It's super hard to navigate how to feel and what to do about this. Yeah, because like, yeah, you could probably have a party where it's like nothing happens and like there's no coronavirus around, or that the virus is around and it's on everybody, but it's like not affecting anyone in any sort of like serious negative way. But it's like, how, I don't know. You just, it's like, tough, man.
They find these kids at universities for doing this shit, but dude, like, well, I went to the Chiefs game. Bro, there's 25,000 people.
Yeah,
in the stadium.
And either the Chiefs are gonna look like be the leading spearhead for more like stadiums to like have fans for like next coming weeks, or we're gonna look like fucking idiots for starting that trend because we were only two. It was us and the Jaguars. Yeah. The only two teams out of the entire NFL that decided to do that.
And dude, like, so tailgating, the spaces are spread out. There's, people are still around each other.
Sure, like, absolutely. And they're all, literally everybody enters.
Look at that thing.
What the fuck?
You see him dangling?
I see him. He's going to jump on me. Everybody, I think one of the points somebody made is that everybody's going to the same exact, like, turnstiles and points of entry. Like, you all got to use the bathroom, or, like, you all are, like, let's say the beer cooler, or, like, the fucking the griller, whatever. Like, there's so many different little points of which, like, everybody, even with the social distancing, you have all these surfaces that everybody's touching and being around.
And
also the shit can, like, it's airborne, so it's like, it's, even if you're social distancing, even if you're wearing masks, like, if you guys have seen just like a video of somebody who starts with like a cloth thin mask, and then they move up in levels to like maybe your more standard like looking like store-bought masks like from the grocery store or something, and then you have like another layer up from that, and then you have like an N95, and then you have like the more advanced ones. And even through most like most masks that people are wearing now, in my opinion, are like more of like those maybe like
the cloth ones.
Yeah, like a cloth one, right? And so like it blocks a lot, but like if you just put your hand in front of you can. I mean, Bill Nye did the thing where he like blew out like a candle still with it. Like if you blow really hard, you can still get. Now it's way more effective than having nothing, right? Like way more effective than having nothing, because when you don't have anything, I mean, your breath shoots the particles from the moisture in your breath, they go all the way out. It can travel. And so like even if people have masks, like shit's hanging in the air, shit's like, it's not totally, but I mean that goes back to, I think that it's all about slowing down the flattening the curve, like slowing down the spread. But you know, yeah, we could say fucking just at this point. And
Dude,
fucking,
so
I mean, I'm not ready for that. At least, you know, for older people, we need to have a better. I don't know. We can't do that. We can't go all in yet until you have a definitive way to say like we can protect people either with a vaccine or like with a treatment that it's like. But we don't. With viruses, we don't have enough understanding to treat them yet, like or to cure them, and to like completely eliminate it without killing the person. So
yeah, it's funny because I work at like one of the only like theater clubs open right now.
It's interesting that you're one of the few that's like actually open.
And they have like tiers of seating, and so the back 2 tiers have these like plexiglass like panels in front of them, so they can't like laugh onto the people in front of them. But then the front tier, where the stage is and the comedian, like there's no glass or anything. It's so counterintuitive to what they're trying to do. Like,
where's the glass panels? So
like, say there's 100 people sitting in the front tier, it's behind them up because the people are just up like a little level and like above them.
So
and
why? So why is it on like the back row or like the
no?
middle
It's
row?
behind them, so the people on the other side of that glass aren't like laughing over and like spitting onto them. It makes no sense, and it only goes this high. Like Corona's gonna, you know, I can't go over that.
Yeah, okay.
And then all the people in the front are just laughing straight at like the comic and, you know, on each other. And like people there are like rowdy, like they're all over their seat laughing.
Well, then you're getting
fucking
you're getting drunk, having a good time.
Yeah,
and
it's just all it's just hurdles and
yeah.
And like they have like a red line on the stage, like, hey, the comedian, don't go past this. Like it's just the 6 feet mark from the tables, but it's like.
No, it's like
they're sweating, they're telling jokes, they're laughing, they're spitting regardless. Like you literally can see like spit just fly everywhere, and like people don't give a fuck, obviously, because they're sitting there.
But this is what, you know what? This is what fucking happens when so there's so many people that are trying to fucking give the rules right that say look, because like, okay,
we're
so
taking temperatures.
What are we fucking doing? Like, are we taking like, are we actually doing what we need to do to like stop the virus, or are we just not doing anything at all? And like, so there's this balance that has to be struck that's annoying. What I'm saying is it is annoying that like, yeah, you have all these arbitrary, like this fucking line, right? That I can't fucking cross. This is fucking stupid. Either I don't be here right now because we have a fucking virus going on and everyone get the fuck away from each other, or like shit is a cesspool as usual and it's not gonna fucking matter. So like, what happens is like you have both sides want to be like, there's people that just never want to be tied down, and there's people that want to make sure that we're or tie everybody down basically, and you end up in the middle, and in the middle is fucking useless, it feels like.
Bro, you think when like stop signs and stoplights were first created, people were like, gotta wait at this fucking line? I just have to what am I waiting on? Who's telling God? Is God telling me to wait at this line?
Well, stop sign. Well, no, because they had traffic guys.
But so now there's like, the instance, the second my horse, someone had to stop. What do you mean? I'm gonna what is that?
Yeah, like listen, there are like people that they adversely react to like
commandeer your horse and buggy right there if you don't stop. It's like, what, dude?
Yeah. Well, like fines, laws. I mean, they're
it's just funny though.
They're not really anything. They're just sort of they try to be a deterrent.
The first time you see no shirt, no shoes, no shirt, gotta wear fucking shirt and shoes in here. It's like, yeah, dude, the plague's going around. Yeah. You gotta wear fucking shoes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just interesting. I don't know. It's all fucking process. Every rule gets created from something that happened.
Hopefully it is a process to make it better. But like then it's like you have just so many.
And, like, do you have to think Asian cultures at some point they started wearing those masks because of allergies and just common courtesy. That's what it is now. You know, it's just like, it's just respectful, man.
Yeah, we didn't even.
I kind of dig it though.
Yeah,
it's a little
me too.
Hidden.
I like it. It gives you some privacy,
and it makes you realize like people sneezing everywhere. Yeah. It's like, that is gross as fuck.
I feel like I never realized how many germs and people like just breathing on you and shit. And it's like, dude, like get the fuck away. Like,
I'm also like, there's herd immunity. I'm interested to see how much like self immunity goes down.
It goes away because we're not.
No one's everyone's
getting exposed to bacteria.
Everyone's fucking going in the 5-minute scrub every time they touch a door handle.
Yeah. It will be. I mean, it will be interesting. You know, because how are we gonna like evolve with that? I don't know. No, because you always gotta like, I don't know. If you don't have any, certainly if you don't have, I mean, that's just a fact, right? If you don't have any sort of exposure to anything ever your whole life, then
you're bounded.
Then you're bound to have a catastrophic.
That's
then a basic thing will ruin your
colonizers
life.
Too.
Right, exactly. Yeah. But like, you know, how does it apply today? Like, because how? I mean, you can have situations where somebody's just fucking, just never fucking, and then like I don't. The whole vaccine thing is fucking wild. I mean, it's just
commercial today.
I mean, it's crazy. What kind of commercial?
It was like this commercial is brought to you by vaccines, and I was like, what?
Brought to you by vaccines?
You know, talking about COVID-19 vaccines and the process. It was weird. It was a weird commercial.
Huh?
It was and it was orange vaccines brought to you. This is sponsored by vaccine. I don't know. It was weird.
Sounds strange.
It was odd.
I heard.
And you know what? There's a lot of anti-vaxxers who are
fuckload.
Yes, in general, for like the COVID-19 vaccine, which it's kind of funny to me because like I don't get my flu shot. I don't know why. Like, do you get your vaccines? Like, there's a fucking reason. And I also get there's studies for other things. I know people don't. I know that there are studies that show don't get vaccines. I think both are. It's just biased politics. It depends on what you're reading and who's doing the study and whatever. But like the flu shot, something that changes every year, something that putting in your body that's constantly changing and almost has no proof of being effective necessarily. Because like, dude, everyone I know gets the flu shot gets the flu. Literally everyone. Most people who are like constantly getting it, I feel like they're like, oh well, I'm just gonna get sick every winter. You know, I always get the flu, so go get your flu shot. Like,
that's not the case that I know for the people that I've been around that get the flu shot every year. The flu, I mean, listen, like the idea and the concept of it is fucking crazy. I mean, the whole reason though that you try to do that is that like maybe like doctors suggest is that it helps the entire population's ability to deal with it.
Yeah.
So like if nobody got the flu shot, then that year's flu would be fucking devastating. Awful. Yeah, it could be devastating. It's just to help. Like buffer the whole system. I mean, I don't know if it's definitely not like always political bias. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's everybody's decision on who to believe in. And like, I think we talked a little bit about like, can a smart person be like evil or like, can a smart person be like, you know, so can a doctor be like, I don't know, completely incorrect and like, and completely wrong and also just like on the wrong side of
that's what everyone thinks Dr. Fauci is just wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like he's like the head.
But
you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Smart, he's the guy.
And like listen, I don't think Fauci is, but like could a head be? Like sure, could a head of like, you know, the
like even just at the hospital or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Absolutely. But like if you're gonna say I think that's why like I was arguing with like the Twitter thing of like the collective. When you have a collective group of people that are like all literally they devote their lives to learning about this, right? And using all of the past knowledge of all human history to therefore better like our future. I mean, maybe not to because it's everybody's different. If you use the information however you want to, but the fact that they study this, they're like thousands, millions of people study this. How do you not take away like the biggest things that they preach about, like and understand? That's the thing. Yeah. That's the thing there where it's like. To me, I can draw like really firm conclusions about the world in which we live in when, you know.
You have a published study of fucking 10.
Right, many smart people. And
it's like, this panel is literally telling us. And
yeah, for sure. I mean, but part of the thing is, and goes like to learning, is critical analysis yourself. It's not. You never get one piece of information from one thing ever. I mean, you should never rely on just that. And then especially goes like when you're like talking about the head of something, like, okay, so we should rely on the head, but like not really even, because like when you boil things down to one person, you have so much, that person has so much control. That person has so much power over the whole influence of whatever they're talking about that it's not even like real anymore, when in reality you need to take, I mean, but that's that person's. Hopefully, you have a person that that is in that head, they are a good critical analyzer to where they take the information that they get from all of their closest people, like and thousands of people, and they make the decisions so that the idiots don't have to make a decision, and we just listen to the head. But then that has its own problems, obviously, as we see, because
that's the
then
president.
yes, yeah, I mean, fuck yeah, it is, yeah.
But like
exactly.
that even goes with the video. Do you see the video of the climate panel talking to Donald Trump?
I heard him say, I don't think I...
It's exactly what you think he said.
But I heard I heard clips of it because he's just getting memed out of his ass.
They're talking about, like it's getting drastically warmer in the summers, warmer in the winters.
I think he was, did he say it's not going to get warmer?
And he goes, it's going to get much cooler.
It's going to get much cooler.
It's going to get much cooler, I'm telling you. And they're like, science doesn't agree with you. And he goes, I don't think science knows. And I'm like, what? Exactly. That's it. Yeah. They're like, man... Like this is the whole reason like you hire them and like it's their job, and it's like why, like what are you hearing? Who's telling you this? Like what are your personal scientists telling me?
Mm-hmm.
And that's also what I'm saying is like there are agendas in like the medical community like. And scientific, like,
you could even have agenda of like, okay, so an agenda is fossil fuel. Like, there's people that don't want climate change to be as known, so that they can continue, that their industry won't be hurt by the news of climate change. Now, there's people that argue against climate change, saying there's people that are in, let's say, windmills or wind farms or solar technology that want climate change news to be implemented so they can earn money in their field and industry and sector. And that's probably true. It's definitely true that there's people that are motivated by that. But that doesn't mean and cancel out, I think, what the facts are of like...
Or like, for example, like there are multiple companies in a race to find the COVID vaccine. So...
Right, so there's like a winner,
But they're also going to like... So your study comes out with blank % of effectiveness, reliability, validity, and then my company investigates your study while my study comes out saying, well, it's actually not this %, it's this % in a different way affecting this,
Right.
And their study actually forgot to mention the use of blah, the subjects were blah.
Yeah, and you can like paint it however you want it to. Like,
and it's
you can be because data.
And then that's where people are just like, man, can we just know what's going on?
Yeah, can we just get the truth?
Tell us what's up?
I mean, I feel like there's so many people that are trying to do that, but like you, and that's the thing, and that's the big failure maybe of like so many of us and other people is that like we don't know how to tell. We don't know how to tell who the fuck to trust and like who's legit or not.
And we've got so many options to pick from. So many people who are spreading so many kinds of information, so many outlets, and that's where.
Well, I think that's a good.
The whole point.
I think that's the better thing maybe about like moving forward. Hopefully, is that like you do have more sources. You're not just getting it from one or two.
But that's the thing. I think if you follow if you follow one side of the bias, you got to follow as many as you can on both sides.
Yeah,
you got to just hear it all.
No, you need to hear it all. I think that's always the key.
Otherwise, because there's supposedly a news network coming out that's going to be a non-biased news network. Have you seen that?
That's fucking bullshit. It's impossible.
It's exactly what.
But okay.
No, it's they're trying to be completely neutral, just the facts,
okay.
Which is what everybody says.
Yeah.
But it'll end up being like for instance, Joe Rogan, he talks and everyone thinks he's like alt-right or he's on the right, and he very clearly says he's on the left. He's just not a fucking Antifa member, But like, he presents his information. He says these things, and people will say something regardless. So this news network's going to present one fact, one story. They're going to say something, and people are going to be like, they're left, they're right. This is not what happened. This is they present one story with even just a hint of leaning one way. It's like the whole news network credibility goes away.
Yeah, I mean,
in a sense that they're neutral, unless they present both sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have exactly or all.
Yeah, you have to.
For that fact.
That's it. Yeah, you have to present all sides, not just like a neutral point, because there's no
such thing as a neutral point. There's multiple angles to every viewpoint and fact.
Would be very interesting to see a Green Party news network.
Yeah,
just a bunch of guys just smoking pot.
Yeah, but see, hey. What's going on, guys? Damn right.
Jackson Joe Show.
Get your information here. Live in the morning.
But see, like, takes. I don't know. That's why it's fun. I enjoy doing this. It's therapeutic. I can get my dumb thoughts out. You can correct me.
Me too.
I can just I can say stupid shit.
We can disagree. We can agree. We can see where we're at. I mean, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Healthy for us.
Yeah.
Healthy for everyone to do that, I think.
Facts.
And, like, multiple people, like, multiple viewpoints. It's so good.
I just... Yeah. I think... So we're talking about going off social media. I think there will become a point where going off the grid is a move, like, and not just for like
people have been ahead of the curve on that,
not for like personal well-being, right? But not for like mental well-being, like for literal, like for actuality of living life. Like I need to not have my information out there, or like something's they're taking your information, like they're actually like I've like some breach of security of personal privacy where I'm like I'm done.
You can argue that it's
already happened. I know, because I've put my email, social, my fucking credit card everywhere on earth right now. Yeah. I can just do that, and I bought 3 things on Amazon. It's like, what? Be here tomorrow. I'm like, okay. I don't know. Yeah.
And they know more than that, even. Like, literally anything you've ever done. Literally.
I know. It's just right here. But see, what's scary is, like, and we're talking about, like, no one's, finding contact tracers, right, and going and hunting them down physically. Like, no one's doing that right now. No one's pulling up and saying, we know you have COVID, get back to your house quarantine.
Not that I know of.
This election, maybe we talked about this last time, I don't know. But, like, people, online or, like, mail-in ballots, people find out who you vote for, maybe even by hacking, or, like, your vote gets publicized. Like, I don't know. I can see, people wanting to out people who are in the wrong. They
definitely do. I don't know if that's like quite a thing yet. That like people sort of like.
No, I don't think it has been. But
like it's scary to think about.
Like QAnon just hacks. Yeah,
people
online.
People just know who. Let's say something as basic as of a privacy thing is like who you vote for. Like
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like even because dude, people. I feel like there's spousal things like. People are afraid to admit to their spouse, like, yeah, we'll talk real left, but when he goes and vote,
but
old white Jerry goes and votes and he votes Trump or something.
Yeah, because
which is like,
maybe like
whatever you vote for, that's fine.
Maybe Trump and the Republican Party is like something where like you benefit from that person or anybody. You benefit from a particular person like financially, maybe. Nothing to do with moral or a particular reason, maybe like because it'll allow you to, I don't know.
And what's so funny is people
do something specific.
Yeah, people will like emotional vote, and I've heard.
Absolutely, it was the most emotional vote. The past 2 elections have been extremely emotional. I don't know if it's like that every time because that's the only ones I participate in. But like,
right,
it seems like this next one is about to be even more emotional. Like
more so like, or even people forget their like someone will make a bet. And be like, hey, if I win this game of 21 with you, basketball or something, like you've got to vote for Hillary. It's like, okay,
some dumb shit.
Right? Yeah, sure. But I've heard
so
people I'm close with do stupid shit like that.
That's
like
dumb.
Give a vote because
like not even take it serious.
No, exactly. It's just not serious to them, so they're just fucking around.
Yeah.
So you have to take into account like even Harambe was a ballot presidential candidate. Like fucking
received a ton of
like there are people fucking around
signatures, literally. Yeah.
And it sucks that those go into account.
Mm-hmm.
But like, there's people who, I get mad at you and I'm like, fuck it. I don't, I'm pissed at Joe. We just talked. I'm fucking going. I'm voting whatever Joe doesn't want. I'm voting. I'm not voting. Fuck Joe. Just because Joe pissed me off, I'm gonna send in my fucking
bitch. Yeah.
Some 100%. I'm voting for Harambe, and it's like there are people that do that just because they get in heated arguments and I don't know. I think there's many reasons people vote the way they do, and a lot of them are illogical. I feel
very
like. Yeah.
Which really speaks a lot to just people in general, right?
Which stinks because there's no debates, because like that's the whole point. Like I want to be presented the information by the candidates.
Yeah, I want to have a debate, and I want to have one that like matters.
I don't need it to be mediated by Joe Rogan. Just go up and do your 4-hour televised debate. Like I don't know.
Literally have a conversation.
Like
what does that look like?
Why does it have to be Joe Rogan? Why can't these guys just be grown men and do it? Hey, sit 40 feet apart and just fucking stand. Can you both stand? Like, are you gonna be good?
Yeah, honestly, I think that just any converse, like they could sit down on some couches.
The only thing is, I think
have a talk. Have a chat.
I think Donald Trump would spend most of his time doing a bullying act.
Yeah, because that's who he is.
And that's what wins the...
That's what shows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly what people either want. I mean, that's like...
Because people
want to see. But people love that, and they like that, and that's like, oh, that's the guy...
He's confident.
That's the guy, that's the leader of my country. That's the guy I want. And then there's people that are...
And he's just calling him Sleepy Joe the whole time. Joe's over there sleeping!
Yeah, and people fucking find that hilarious and shit. And so... And then there's the people that are like, wow, this guy's a fucking asshole. This guy's a fucking bully, and he's fucking wrong literally about everything he fucking says.
He hasn't said one
He literally lies straight through his fucking mouth. Like, he's just a bullshitter. He's just a bullshitter.
But then it comes like, man, would Joe Biden even be able to, like, cognitively, like, sit there for 4 hours?
I mean, if you want my own personal opinion, no, I don't, like...
No, and it's not a no offense to him. Like, literally, like, dude, I wish he could. I wish he could sit there and... people wouldn't be afraid of what he's going to say is going to be like slurred up or mixed up or something.
Yeah, I mean the angst surrounding it, yeah, it's like crazy.
Right, yeah, like I wish he was viable enough to do a 4 hour.
But like we already know that he's like, listen, yeah, he is a little bit older. He doesn't like talk, in a completely fluid manner all the time.
But they don't, his party I don't think want him to talk too long. I think they want him to represent these ideas and, do go and talk.
No, if you're talking about like the political strategy and agenda and the public perception of Joe Biden, then yes, yeah, that is where a lot of people a lot of people certainly stand and think that Joe Biden is kind of like not very smart and honestly not that even far from like Trump and is like kind of just
he's beyond his
we just
time
want
anyway.
him to not fuck this up, and that's that.
And Kamala will walk
at least that's even the Democratic perspective. But I think that most people have the opinion that Joe Biden is old. Yes, like maybe like you said, past his prime, deteriorating, and
I hate to say that about people because I'm not shitting on the guy. I like it's just literally what's visual. It's just what's apparent.
No, I think it's a fact that he's old. Yeah, and then he's like you said, deteriorating. Like he is past the prime of his peak physical and mental capabilities.
And I respect that he's been. I guess I don't know. He ran for president before, or some years ago in the 80s or 90s or something. I thought.
Really?
It was something. He's been in fucking Congress for a long time. He's been a part of the whole system for years and years and years and years. Mm-hmm. And I respect that. And I respect that. He took the face right now that no one wants to fucking do. Like no one wants to be in his shoes. No one wants to.
No, I guess not.
Huh? I guess there were representatives who really did want it. Andrew Yang, Tulsi Gabbard.
It's definitely
who were motivated.
He's certainly motivated too. A lot of them certainly felt motivated. I mean, with especially like, I think Trump like being a president like was a big motivator for people.
It's motivating enough.
Yeah, it's to be like, okay, we really need to get somebody in there to like do a little bit of a better job. Please, fucking God, but
right.
And that's saying the bare minimum.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It'll be interesting.
It'll be
terrifying,
and if you. We circle back to fucking. I'm not saying a Holocaust is gonna fucking happen, but
I know
you talk about the war of ideas and the war of theories and whatnot. Like, we're looking at something super impactful where, like, the Nazis and them coming into power and everything. It was all about elections. It was all about the rise of like somebody into power and like elections that happened to influence things, and then like Germany before and after never believed in any of the shit that they really participated in, but like it was because the leading man, the leading party directed so much of, and people
what's so funny, he directed probably a 20% of the country, like
that's crazy, a minority. But that's a good point, that like that mentality or that theoretical like ideology or whatever is like is alive.
You don't need everyone.
In society,
you don't need everyone.
No, you don't. You just
and like
need
those guys,
one snake in the grass.
Those are the people he recruited, or the people who were in the Third Reich. The whole system he had. Man, they were young. They were old too. They did have older mindsets, and that's how they.
But younger people are most impressionable, and
right, and they're the people who probably had no clue about the past. They had no idea.
No idea.
No,
they grew
we
up
just
in
know
one thing.
We know what's coming.
Yeah, and we know. Yeah,
and even the Civil War was political sides on a political aspect. Given fuck the people who were for slavery, go fuck yourselves, fucking winner, chicken dinner. But like to a lesser extent, it was political ideology that led brothers killing brothers. It had nothing to do with war conflict. It's like, well, we gotta solve this issue.
No, it was.
I don't agree with you. You don't agree with me.
Then we're gonna fight about it. We're gonna kill each other for it.
Like literally, me and my brother, like he's red, I'm blue, and we're
it's true. And if you don't think it's true that the people that, like, let's say fought the Civil War, or even honestly World War II, and maybe I'll get fucking literally just killed, jailed, and fucking whatever to say that, like, the people that fought on either sides of World War II, they are actually closer to each other than they are far apart from each other.
Oh yeah.
Like, the differences that split these things actually are very small.
Mm-hmm.
And on any side of any conflict, it's actually usually just one thing that's just like, you probably don't agree on the same fucking idea,
mm-hmm.
but like, just because you got into a point where you're at a dispute, it's like,
well, that's the thing. It's like World War I, back when there was a draft.
And like you were saying, fuck you, Joe. I'm gonna fucking vote the other guy because fuck you. I'm pissed at you, so fuck you.
Yeah, you just pissed me off. Even if I agree with
I just don't like you and the shit that comes out of your mouth, so I'm just gonna fucking go do the opposite of whatever the fuck. If it pisses you off that I do this thing, I'm gonna fucking I'm gonna piss you off.
Uh-huh.
Yes, dude. So many people like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so like, I get voluntold for this conflict, and in World War II, they were men, heavy, fucking hairy, bald men, just willing, getting drafted. And I think honestly, just taking. I really don't have much of a choice unless I were to defect.
Well, like, what do you like on either side, or?
Sure, yeah, because there comes to a point where, there's this guy on Joe Rogan who is, he's in Afghanistan, and him and this guy are in a house. An insurgent, and they're hand-to-hand combat, knife, and they're both stabbing each other, and he thinks he's gonna die. This guy's got this knife on his throat, and he somehow like gets the guy off him, and he takes this rock, and he's like looking this guy in the eyes, and he's like, I didn't even want to kill this guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, I could tell this guy is terrified. Like, he doesn't want to die. He didn't want to kill me, but like, we're both
you're both just here
fighting each other because we know we're on the opposite side of the conflict. And like, he's like, I didn't like
he's like,
I used the rock. And I did kill the guy because I knew he would kill me.
Because he's going to kill you, yeah.
But, like, we didn't want to. Like, he's like, we're not there. Like, we both were feeling for each other, not wanting to do it, but we had to.
But we had to, because otherwise the other guy's going to take your life.
And I think...
That speaks to what I think I just said about, that people are so much closer.
Yeah. They're
on opposite sides.
They're living the same life, it's just different part of the
circumstance.
World. Here we are.
Yeah, the circumstance just put them in opposite sides.
Stars aligned.
Yeah, another life they could be brothers.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
You know, it's fucking crazy.
It is insane.
It's fucking crazy. Yeah. And why, dude? Why war? War, man.
War. What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing, dude. It's hard to realize that, though. It's hard to, especially know that in the moment when you're pissed off.
Funny? That's like the ultimate conflict resolve. We're gonna fight it out. That's like how it's come from, like, man to man, monkey to monkey. We're gonna fucking fist fight, and I'm gonna kill you. And if I don't, you're never coming back here again. I win. This is mine.
And it's done.
Yeah, and that's what happened in World War II. And so for what happened, you know what's funny? World War II, Pearl Harbor, we bombed two massive cities, two largely populated areas. Because
we bombed more than two massive cities. Actually, we killed more people through incendiary bombs than we did. Than we did through
Agent Orange.
It wasn't quite Agent Orange yet, because that was Vietnam. But incendiary, like just fire bombs. And they even had like these ones that like it got so bad they had these bats that carried the incendiary bombs that would fly underneath because in Japan everything's wood, and so that's one of the reasons why the incendiaries are so effective. But they're all like older built houses and have like places where the bats would go to hide in the upper corners of the roof and shit, and it was devastating. It was extremely effective. But yeah, it killed like more people than either atomic bomb combined.
Wow, that's crazy.
And also in Europe too, it was the same thing. Actually, learning a lot recently about like mass bombing and that whole strategy, especially against Germany. The Dresden firestorm. I don't know how many people know about that one, but that one is fucking crazy.
Lay it on me.
So it's Dresden, Germany, and it was like it basically just was the culmination of the fact that Hitler didn't want to bomb like London and shit yet, but like somehow it happened where some bombs got dropped on like one of the sides, and then so like Britain retaliated, and then it became this escalation of like, I'm going to fuck your city up and your people up, and its ability to like wage war, and like the starting idea of it is like, oh, we're gonna attack industry and whatnot, but eventually because
just create a collapse.
Eventually because people like because of like anti-air defense and whatnot, you had to like basically the way to get around it was mass carpet bombing. Like also inaccuracy of bombs, you had to do mass carpet bombing where you fly thousands of planes over and drop thousands and millions of bombs over a really wide area to just fucking knock them out. Yeah,
that's
knock them out.
Saving Private Ryan, the final scene, the city is just wiped. I mean,
exactly, and so many places in France were like that, and then
Russia,
yeah. So okay, getting to Dresden Firestorm, it culminated in this moment where they were like, okay, we have to do this, you know, to win the war and to like knock out the Nazis and whatever, and they bombed the shit out of it at night, and the whole city caught on fire, and it killed like hundreds of thousands of people, like almost everybody. There was no warning, and it was this firestorm that got created where there were like 300-mile-an-hour winds that like on the streets of the entire city that was just sweeping people because the flames were so intense and so big. And they were taking so much oxygen to feed that fire that it created like hurricane category 5 winds.
That's insane.
That sweeps people off their street and it's devastating. And there were hundreds of thousands of people that died, and it was extremely underreported and whatnot. But yeah, it's like,
that's fucking insane.
That's insane.
I'm sorry to laugh, but it's literally just...
Now, that's that's looting and that's the pillaging and raiding, I guess, of the 19th century or 20th century. Yeah. Now we're in the 21st century, so we'll see what the next thing is, but a lot of people consider that.
Actually, that's fucking... Yeah, there's a... I forget... I'm going to look it up. It's like the Night of Broken Glass or something is what it... That's wrong. And it's... Basically, it was a Jewish holiday, or there was some sentiment to like the week or something going on, and Nazis basically raided these highly, highly, highly populated Jewish towns and started just ruining all their business. Molotov cocktails.
That's how it started.
Yeah. What's that? The Night of Broken... Oh, Kristallnacht. The Night of Broken Glass. Yep. Kristallnacht. November 9th, 1938 is widely seen as a violent turning point in Nazi Germany's assault on Jews. An estimated 400 Jews lost their lives in an anti-Semitic pogrom, and more than 30,000 were imprisoned or sent to concentration camps.
I remember reading about that recently. Watching, because I was watching this thing on Netflix called Hitler's Circle of Evil, and they talk about how like Hitler and then all of his people that surrounded himself, how they got into power. And that's like, yeah, that's it. Is the turning point, because they at that point, like and like to my point earlier, Germany civilians were not overly concerned with like the Jewish population or like killing Jews or being hostile towards Jews, but then they came into power and started to enforce this ideology, and then that's the turning point where it turned from just like, oh, we like you and we want you to be president, but like, we're also going to follow your ideology. We're going to do what we tell you to do. And so like the physical manifestation of the ideas.
And you know what's crazy is so German film and cinema, that's why Inglourious Basterds is it's
actually historically accurate.
Yes. Yeah. German film and cinema was thriving.
Yeah.
During
it blew up.
Fucking World War II.
Yeah.
Thriving.
It was Joseph Goebbels, I think, was the head of it. And he's
in Inglourious Basterds. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Portrayed.
Exactly.
What was I gonna say? Damn. I can't remember my full point.
German cinema thriving.
Kristallnacht.
Night of Broken Glass. Ideologies turning physical and violent. Cinematography becoming influential.
Damn, I don't know. I wish I could remember. I don't know. It's crazy how while something so evil is going on, like at being. Oh, I remember. Okay, so you've heard about Mulan, the live action remake came out, right?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of the Xinji province in China? It's where multiple scenes of the movie were filmed.
Okay.
And in this province is where the Uyghur or Uyghur Muslims are highly populated, and that is where the concentration camps for these Muslims are. Have you read about that? The Chinese concentration camps right now?
Yeah, we've
talked about this.
Imprison Muslims, right? Well,
yes.
as well as many other people they deem.
The imprisonments, the camps are in that in that province where Mulan was filmed, and so people
did they like catch it on film or something, or
no? What people are thinking you wouldn't think China would use this film to steer away, and that's so the guy came on that British news network, and I don't know if you saw this. He's like, I can't see what's going on the video. It was a video of people being loaded onto the trains, getting their head shaved, blindfolded, these Muslims in China. And these Uyghur, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing, they're getting loaded. And this British guy's like talking to this Chinese ambassador, this representative. He's like, what am I looking at here? He's like, well, the Xinjiang province is so beautiful, and
just bullshit.
All this shit. He's saying how beautiful it is, and he's like looking at the TV like he can't see the camps. These people being like literally right in front. He's like acting like
deflecting.
He can't see it.
Yeah.
And it's on a fucking big screen.
What he's being told
right here.
To.
He's watching it right here, and he's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I can't
Sounds
see
like,
it. And it's like when German cinema was boosting. It was bumping. It's so high. It's so high quality. But this whole regime thing is going on. This webbing,
like right
you don't
in front
know.
Of you. Yeah.
And so people are like, well, Mulan was filmed there. It's filmed where these people are being held.
As a way to like,
look how beautiful this place is. Nothing, we can film here. Nothing's going on.
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? And
that's scary.
And it's like, wow, the film crew even went there. Like everyone's there while this is going on. Right.
Yeah.
It's so crazy. It's fucking insane. Let's see how great the Chinese tech industry is doing. Let's see how great. And it's not all of China. I can't. I'm too uninformed to know the actual provinces and like different.
No, and
sectors
it's not that different from like what I said about like Russia and like Russian citizens. Like listen, like everybody's actually pretty similar when you start out. Like it's like
it's governing bodies that is really like
and their influence in the systems and ideologies that sort of like fucking change people to become fucking sometimes horrible fucking. I mean, I don't know. Maybe people in a certain way are naturally that way too, I guess. I mean, they're just fucking always being emotional and wanting power and getting jealous and have to vie for their spot, like.
Yeah.
So maybe it's, that's why it shows up everywhere.
Yeah.
But I don't know. At the end of the day, I know that like, if I'm logging onto a game and I'm playing with people that are halfway across the world that might as well have like had an entirely different upbringing, set of belief systems, whatever, but we're just literally we're both trying to just vibe and have a good time.
You're just chilling.
Yeah.
You're just talking.
I just want to survive and live and literally chill the fuck out while my fucking...
Same.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And I think most people are like that. Absolutely.
You know what I was wondering? Baba is Israeli, right?
Yes, he is.
Was he in the military?
I don't think so. Because he's 19 right now. Maybe
I think at 21 you have to join the military.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Usually you do, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not always the case. It always depends on like certain factors. But as a general rule, you do.
And
what's
fun?
To participate.
I believe I've read and heard correct that they all are very like fond of the idea. They're okay with it.
Who
people just joining the military there, like it's just always been a part of it.
Because
it's not necessarily like such a combative thing. It's just
it's very much so a part of like their culture and their history because of the conflict that has just like taken control over the region. I mean,
it's been a world. It's
just been a
millennia
of decades and decades. I mean, actually more than decades. When it comes to like the Middle East
and the Palestinian border, Palestinian border.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because like some people in the world, some countries in the world call Israel Palestine, and some people in the world they're separated
because there's conflict. There's as to who it belongs to, and
Yeah, it's really
who originated there.
Yeah. It's like, man, we're all just from here, man. Like,
I'm one of the earth, man.
Yeah.
I was thinking about how, like, this morning, about how, like, I was in Kansas City until I was, like, 8 or 9. And then I went to New Jersey until I was done with high school. Like, it was, like, 18, 19.
Mm-hmm.
Come over to Mizzou. And, like, it's weird because, like, when I went from Kansas City to New Jersey and New York, I felt out of place. I felt like I was a guy from Kansas City. And I felt like, this isn't really where I'm from. This isn't really who I am. And then I think, oh, I'm going to head back when I go to college. And then when I got here, I was like, damn, I feel like I'm not even a part of Kansas City or like a Missouri person anymore. And so, like, what does that fucking make me, dude? And then I realized, you know what? That makes me one of the fucking world. And for me, that's okay. I've come to terms with that. And I enjoy that perspective. That, like, yeah, I mean, it's all circumstances is to the borders in which you're born, you know? And, like, that goes for your state, your city, your country, your nation. Right. That shit is just literally luck of the draw, honestly. And, I mean, yeah, I guess you could even extend it to planet, but we don't know it. I mean, the only place we can be born so far that we know of is right here.
Yeah,
so
that's where I was born.
Yeah, so I'm from Earth, man. I'm one of the world. And Bruce Lee has a really, like, I think, great quote with that. It's just like, listen, I'm not, you know, I'm Chinese. I'm not, you know, from American. I'm, you know, I'm one of the Earth. And, like, people, like, he says, like, people really, like, don't like that answer. People really don't like it when you say that. Like,
'cause they want you to have, like,
they want you to have, they want. Like,
you know, they want you to back someplace. They want you to be from somewhere.
Yes, they do. I don't. They need you to, and it's like that's annoying, honestly, because you know, no, I don't need to be actually at all. I mean, it just happens. He actually, that's exactly what he says. Just so happens, man. Like I was born there,
and it's so funny because, like, you know what you were like. I was born in Texas, lived there for like 7 years, moved here, and I'm not like. I don't like say, oh yeah, I rep Texas,
right?
Or like,
yeah,
you know, if I bring up like, oh, I'm kind of from Kansas City, like, is what I say. People are like, oh, dude, Chiefs, and I'm like, well, sure, yeah. Either like barbecue. I'm like, dude, I just don't care. Like I don't like.
Right.
That's
not going to be the
like,
thing that's going to make us.
Like, what if? Yeah, bro. No, actually, yeah. I don't. I'm not like. I don't have my fucking city on my back. Like,
right,
dude. I'm just.
Doesn't define.
That's just where I'm. That's where I'm chilling. That's where I chill.
Yeah, that's where I chill.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh, I'm like, see, yeah,
for sure.
Like, no, dude, I'm good. Like, relax. Like, dude, you don't have to tell me like you're from New York. You don't have to tell me you're fucking Yankees, Boston Reds. No, dude, you're good.
New Yorkers are funny because New Yorkers generally do have a lot of like pride from being like
so
New York.
But
I mean,
most people
do
like,
anywhere.
Metropolises do. It's like
yeah. I mean, like Mizzou is definitely like the Chicago vibe, and we've talked about it. Countless
Chicago
times.
people. It's St. Louis people. You're gonna know. Hey, I'm from St. Louis.
Are you from St. Louis? From Chicago?
No, you know, dude. I know
like,
you're from St. Louis because you asked me what high school I went to,
and
and I'm 22.
It's crazy because I feel like people literally made friends based off of that decision alone. Like it's
totally,
crazy to me because that just
me and
doesn't.
You in the dorms.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone from Chicago. No one knows each other. Boom, here we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
which hey,
I look at Joe. Hey, you want a brownie? He's
yeah.
Like, yep.
Like, want to get stoned together? Fuck yeah, bro. Let's do it.
Let's hit it.
All these fucking assholes on this floor, dude. Just fucking chill out.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's yeah.
People definitely be all about that and like that.
But
yeah.
And there's no disrespect to people who care about where they come from.
Yeah.
You hold a lot of pride in it.
For sure.
And
that's fine. I mean, that can be a part of your identity if you want it to be. That's the thing with there. That's like I got to realize like it's okay if somebody wants to be like that. Or I mean, and this is again. I hope I don't get whatever. I just got to say it. Like I think your skin color too. Like it's okay if you want that to be a part of your identity. Like if that's what helps to define you. That's okay. But for me, like it doesn't matter. Like I don't. That's not something that I define myself as. It's not something I want people to feel like they need to define themselves as. Mm-hmm. I want you to be defined by honestly who you are. Like, not what you are and what you look like. Mm-hmm. Now, that goes into a part of the equation because we all get to decide and do things to sort of change. There's certain things we can't change, but, you know, how we dress, how we present ourselves, you know, maybe some of us wear makeup, maybe some of us don't, maybe, you know, we get surgery to correct shit that we want to, you know, because we want to live like that and we want to have that feeling or whatever, look a certain way. You know, I wish you didn't have to feel like that. I wish, you know, you could just be who you wanted to be, like, period, within yourself. But, you know, but the skin color one, that's tricky. And, like, even but the nationality one, it's no different in saying that, too. Like,
those for me is, like, if you're in a place where you feel uncomfortable and you need that to be your defining factor, or not your defining factor, but like a descriptor of you, like, hey, I need you to like know that I am this, and I need you to know this because clearly there's something different here, and I would want to feel comfortable, and I need you guys to know that I am a little uncomfortable or something. Yeah. You know, like I get it in those instances, and yeah, you don't want it to matter, and it's easy to say that as us, right?
It is
extremely
because we're white males living in one of a really nice area. Yeah, so we have like so many things working in our advantage. So like, but like it's easy. It's very very easy for us to say that's not part of our identity, because our identity is we have learned. Or have been existing in this ecosystem that allows us to not have to worry about those things as much.
Right.
Like the typical like descriptors of defining factors of like who you are. No, we've been, at least I would say I've been afforded a lot of creativity and expression in my life, and that's where like I think who you are like it's defined. That's really what who you are is about, is like how you express yourself. How do you I've been allowed to be creative in so many different areas, so like that gives me that's who I am. That's what do I create and how I create it in whatever area that I'm doing.
Yeah, and also like, man, I can't really give myself like, I can't put myself anywhere. I don't even know where I don't know, man. I don't know myself.
Exactly. And I mean, I struggle with my self identity a lot, and a lot of it is like that whole like,
you're like, I don't want to be categorized. Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Well, but then you don't want to be categorized, but you also want to feel like you belong, in so many ways, and to something that like is good. Like you want to feel like you belong to something that is like good.
Yeah, but absolutely. But we're not friends because we're straight white males.
No, I mean,
oh my god, man, yeah.
I hope not. I mean,
no, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
it's so like, but then people tell you like, oh, you are. It's like, well, I don't know, because I don't think so. Because,
and like, man, I was just born. I don't know.
Fuck yeah.
I just work here.
I'm just here, dude.
Like I'm
just work here, bro.
I'm just an Earth employee, dude. I just was fucking blopped in.
I'm just
here.
a fucking ant worker, right?
Yeah. I was just shot out the water slide, and I'm here.
Now I'm here, dude.
Yeah.
True. Wasn't our choice. Just happened.
Yeah.
So now what do we do?
Party on, Garth. That's what you do.
Talk about the world's problems.
Bitch a little.
Bitch
a little and put in some hard work.
This guy's using fucking hacks, right?
Dang.
How long have we been talking
for? We've been grinding an hour and a half almost. Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was a burner.
I could keep going.
Yeah, I'm down.
Or like,
I'm just chilling.
We could chill.
Yeah.
No, our house is kind of long, but we could cut out too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Gotta get editor. We gotta get a good editor. Everybody, if you guys got a good editor,
true.
that's your way.
Yeah.
Although we're gonna find one ourselves.
I'm down with trying that.
Fiverr, I think we could find definitely something. Even if it doesn't work out, you can just find a new and like.
Yeah. Yep. And
I think so too. We could work from the bottom up.
Started.
From the bottom now.
Yeah. All right, bro.
I guess another bowl would be fucking fire. Do we need to pack another bowl?
You mean you can? There's something there.
All right, let me get that.